All right, today we're going to talk about using AI to build wealth. But let's get one thing straight right away. This is not about shortcuts or some kind of get-rich-quick hype. We're talking about a massive mindset shift. It's really about adopting the same way of thinking that wealthy people use to jump on powerful new tools. And right now, AI is, without a doubt, the most powerful tool we've seen in a generation. So let's get into how this shift actually works.
It really all kicks off with this one core idea. Building wealth is way more of a psychological game than it is a technical one. The rules of that game have been quietly changing, and truly understanding that difference is the key to everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this new game, we've got to break down the old one first. And it's a trap that keeps most people from ever getting ahead.
And this right here, this lays it all out perfectly. The old game is just a straight trade. 1 hour of your life for a set amount of cash. It's a hamster wheel. You just keep running and running, but you never actually get anywhere. But the new game, that's where things get interesting. Wealthy people, they don't play that game. They're not trading their time. They're building and trading systems that work for them, making money even when they're not on the clock. And that, right there, leads us straight to this idea of passive income. It's a term that gets a really bad rap, right? You hear passive income and you picture someone sipping a drink on a beach, doing absolutely nothing. But that's a total misunderstanding. It's got nothing to do with laziness. It's all about strategic work. It's about creating and using leverage.
So if leverage is the real key to the kingdom, then what's the most powerful lever we can possibly pull right now? Well, this is where the whole conversation shifts to the one technology that is changing absolutely everything, AI.
Okay, before we go any further, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what leverage actually is. Simply put, it's about getting more out than you put in. It's about multiplying your output, your impact, your value, your income, without having to multiply your effort to match. It's the difference between trying to push a giant boulder with your bare hands versus using a simple lever to move it with almost no effort at all.
If you look back through history, the wealthy have always used a few key forms of leverage. First, there was capital, just having money to make more money. Then came media, the power to get your ideas in front of millions. After that, we got technology, like software, which let businesses scale like never before. And now we have a brand new player on the field, a total game changer, artificial intelligence.
This is so crucial to understand. AI isn't some random thing that just popped out of nowhere. It's the next step in a very clear historical pattern. Every single time there's been a massive shift in wealth, what was behind it? A new technology that created leverage. From the printing press to industrial machines to the internet, the people who came out on top weren't the ones who just worked harder. They were the ones who saw where things were going and positioned themselves correctly. AI is the next big wave, and the question is, where are you going to be positioned when it hits? So here's the kicker, the really big idea here. AI gives one person the scale of a small company. It's like, suddenly, you're not just you anymore. You have a research department that can crunch market data for you. You have a whole content team that can write and create videos. You've even got a strategy assistant to help you map out your next move. That psychological shift, just realizing you have that kind of power at your fingertips, that's where the real wealth creation begins. All right, so we've covered the why. We get the big picture. Now for the fun part, the how. How do we actually take this incredible new lever and start building real income-generating assets with it?
Well, it really comes down to this simple 3-step process. First, you use AI to structure knowledge. Let's say you're an expert on, gardening. You feed everything you know into an AI. Second, you use AI to simplify all that complexity, to turn it into a super easy-to-follow guide. And third, you package that simplified knowledge into something of real value, like an ebook or a course that perfectly solves a beginner gardener's biggest problems.
And this, right here, is something you have to let sink in. We are literally drowning in information, right? Nobody needs more of it. What are people desperate for? What will they actually pull out their wallets for? Clarity. AI is basically an engine for creating clarity, and you can now do it at a scale that was completely unimaginable just a few years ago. So what kind of systems are we actually talking about here? What can you build? Think about it. Digital assets like ebooks or guides that you create one time and can sell forever. Or media platforms like those faceless YouTube channels that just crank out content and bring in ad revenue. You could build niche blogs that rank on Google and capture search traffic for years. You can even sell the intelligence itself by creating things like prompt libraries or AI workflows for other people in your industry.
Okay, so all of this, all these tools and systems, it all builds up to the single most important point of this entire conversation. The technology is amazing, but it's not the main thing. Because the AI system you build today might be obsolete in a year. The real asset, the thing that lasts, it's the mindset you develop that knows how to build these systems in the first place.
Pay attention here, because this slide, this is the absolute core of everything we're talking about. See, most people look at AI and ask a really small question. What can this do for me right now? How can it make my task easier today? But the person with a wealth mindset asks a totally different, bigger question. They ask, what system can I build with this thing? A system that will generate value for me over and over and over again. See the difference? One is about getting a task done. The other is about building an asset.
So you want an actual plan? A simple way to start? Here you go. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one model. Just one. Then start using AI every single day. But do it with a purpose, with intention. Focus all that energy on building one digital asset. And then, just get it out there, consistently. Seriously, that's it. Building wealth isn't about some complicated secret. It's usually about boring, consistent discipline.
And that really brings us full circle to the final, most critical takeaway. Look, AI isn't some magic wand that's going to make everybody rich. All it does is amplify what's already there. If you're scattered, it'll amplify the chaos. But if you have focus, strategy, and you think long-term, it will amplify that. The tool itself is never the real advantage. The mindset that knows how to use that tool to build systems, that is the real advantage.
So I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. As you start playing with all these incredible new tools, are you just using them to get your daily tasks done a little faster? Or are you using them to become an architect, to build systems that will work for you long after you've closed your laptop for the day? Because your answer to that question, well, that's going to determine everything.